Some people ask me to speak about science, my perspective of it. My perspective of science is this: Earth is a black hole. It swallowed a sun, and it's at the core of the Earth. So, this black hole swallowed a sun. It's at the core of the Earth. And everything that comes out of this sun that it's squeezing out of it, it went two directions, north and south. Pulsar, or quasar, no, it's not quasar. Quasar, pulsar, or nebula. So the nebula, you see the center of it, that's a sun that fell into a black hole. And I know it fell into a black hole because if you look at the gravity of Earth, it pulls something in. And it does have enough gravity because it pulled in something the size of the moon. If you look at the size of the moon and anything else that's going past Earth, it doesn't pull in what it doesn't want. It only pulls in what it does want. So we're standing on this black hole. We're a manifestation. We're the Hawking's radiation of this black hole. We're standing on the surface of a black hole. I don't discredit anything in science. You probably are right. You just don't realize that we're all stuck in a black hole. So it doesn't matter what data you come up with or solve. It probably is right because everything falls in a black hole. That's data. Even wrong answers fall in a black hole. That's my perception of science and what everybody else is saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that you're in the black hole with us. And you probably are right, but we're all stuck here for a second. But we found a way to get off this black hole. We started traveling outward. We went to the moon. We tried to get to Mars. We went further and further out. But what you didn't realize that now that I'm self-aware of that, I go further out and I realized that this black hole used to be a galaxy. So this black hole, after it swallowed a sun, has another one that it's trying to finish off. It's not done with it yet. That's why it's acting funny. And that's why everything on this planet sucks up light. Even we do. Because we're black holes. See? Black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole. There's a lot of black holes. We're some type of a perpetual motion machine. A perpetual motion machine can't be built. We wouldn't exist. A lot of things wouldn't be running right now if it wasn't perpetual motion. People say, but it needs constant and we're giving it to it. So it's perpetual motion machine. And the perpetual motion machine can have artificial intelligence on it and build things for itself. And guess what? We might be the descendants of robotics that has become self-aware, conscious beings with multicellular organisms living on our robotic bodies. And we're made of magnetism, electromagnetism, perpetual motion machines that are developing this more intelligent knowledge, right? But what I'm looking at is something more. It's a galaxy. Planetary alignment of magnetic polarity. So the black holes, the eye. See the eye? You ever see someone with blue eyes, brown eyes, or green eyes? You ever see their eyes? If you zoom out, the galaxy looks like that outside of the eye. And then if you zoom out even more, it looks like the clear part of the eye. And I'm pretty sure if we keep on zooming out, we'll start seeing the rest of the face of the galaxy. It's looking right at us, or it is us, or we are it. Magnetically polarized in connection with it. When we say, what are we? Who are we? Why do we exist? I say, because we're black holes. Because black holes are at the center of gravity. It's not an explosion. It's an implosion. And the implosion, when it hits the core, it bounces off the cell wall back into the center. It can't go outside the cell wall. It's an organ. So, you know what organs are, right? Protons, neutrons, electrons, constantly bouncing around. See, like boiling water. You see the bubbles in the boiling water? It's hot. It starts boiling so hot, and it develops this surface. See the condensation? See that? Condensation. Surface of the condensation. Atmosphere. See the atmosphere? I said, what is that core? It's an eye. See the atmosphere? We can see through the eye because we're standing on an eye. That's my perception of the scientific connection between me and everything else while I'm trying to look for what I'm looking for. I'm only focused on one thing. But when I look back at science and they're like, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that, and I'm like, that's good. I don't disagree with you. I see them arguing about who's right and who's wrong, and I'm telling them they're all not wrong. All the answers that we can put out right now as output, you see all the output that you're putting out, that's input. It's not just output, it's input. So whatever answer to science you think it is, there's some right answers and wrong answers for some reasons. But technically, if you look at the total amount of science, it's all connected to the black hole. We're in the black hole. Think about it. I want to show you something real fast. If you look further out into space, it's just imagine this real fast. There's space between certain objects. Look at how big the sun is and how hot it is. I know there's what we call the habitable zone or the Goldilocks zone. But I see it differently. How could that be a Goldilocks zone? How could that be a habitable zone? And they're saying, oh, by temperature. But really, if you think about it, there's something missing from that habitable zone theory. It's not just a habitable zone. I'm going to show you something I think it is. I think that the sun is the core of the earth. This is the last piece of the surface of, or what do you call it? This is the last piece of the surface of Earth that was that big. Because it was a black hole. And then the asteroid belt is the center of, what do you call it, is the outside of the black hole. It's a sphere. You see the sphere around us? Each sphere goes further out. And it's right there, we can see where it was pulling everything in and it was swirling around. And yet I can see the swirl too because the core of the earth is a sun. That's a sun. And then there's Jupiter as a sun. And at the angle that it's pulling in, you can see it pulled it right into the black hole and it choked right here. Look. This is a black hole that choked on a sun. Here's another thing I realized. It has reproductive system. It reproduces just like we do. They have solar nurseries. You know what a solar nursery is? A solar nursery means that they can reproduce just like we do. I realized something about ourselves. We have electricity. It's a it's ball lightning. Inside, it's magnetic electromagnetic ball lightning. Like bioluminescence. You ever see a lightning bug? A lightning bug, it lights it up with the oxygen. Think about a lightning bug. I want to just show you something about a lightning bug I also see.